Are we ready?
Ready. No, you already ate. Get out of here. You already ate twice, actually.
I don't have my questions in front of me. Do you remember them?
No.
Hi, everybody. Chisme Chicas here. Paulina here. And today we're here with Mari.
Hi.
And Melissa. Tell us your title.
I'm just Maribel. I'm a teacher here in Sacramento. The danza Mexica, Azteca. I'm gonna say Azteca because that's what people know it by, but the correct term would be Mexica. And there's a lot of cultures that do similar dancing, but we'll go into that later. I'm not gonna go. You just asked me for my title.
Yeah. So, what is the name of your group?
Se llama Tepozcali.
I don't even know the story of how did you end up with a group?
So I started dancing in San Francisco back when I was a little kid, 1989. But I depended on my mom to walk me to Horseman because that's where Macuil used to practice on Saturdays. So they would walk me there sometimes they wouldn't, so it was on and off. And then when I was in high school, or 1998, that's when I started dancing and I was able to walk there by myself. And I never stopped from there. I haven't had any breaks or anything like that.
It's a long time.
Yeah. And then I joined the Air Force, and
You were in the Air Force?
I was in the Air Force.
I didn't know you were in the Air Force.
I didn't know that either.
And so I moved up to Fairfield, and then I moved up to Richmond, and then my ex at the time wanted to move to Sacramento. I moved up to Fairfield, and we ended up here in Sacramento. He said, I found a group for you out here, and he had found Fidel's group. So I started going to Fidel's group on Woodlake Center, and I got introduced to all the Pedro España groups, so I would go to all their practices, but I would still go back to practice in San Francisco maybe 3 times a week or twice a week, but it was too much.
That was your home, but too far?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a commute to go every week. You said 3 times at least?
Yeah, it was Fridays with Güero. I think they had a Monday or Tuesday practice. I can't remember. And sometimes I would go visit Macuil's practice.
Yeah. Tell us what it's like to dance with some of the OGs. Because I feel like a lot of new danzantes, younger danzantes, maybe new to danza, they don't really know the lineage, right? I mean, they can hear about it, but to actually for me to take the time and want to get to know who these people are, with their story, where they came from, how they came up to Northern California, I think is really important. So you got to dance with quite a few of them.
Yeah. So let me go back and tell you how I even got into this whole danza thing. I was 3 years old, and my tío from Mexico, he used to dance with Macuil back in the 80s. They used to call him Mikisli. And so he moved back, and one of those times he took me to a ceremony, and he left me with a couple of white ladies. I didn't know who they were. It was a UC Berkeley ceremony. He's just like, here, take this fat little thing, wash it for me. And then he went over there to go dance, and I was crying, but through my tears I could see the beautiful feathers, and I heard the drums, and I never forgot it, and I always searched for it. I grew up trying to go to Carnaval and figure out where do these people go at the end of the line, but I'm a little kid, so I can't follow them all the way to from 16th to 24th Street, and I always looked for it. Finally I found Macuil back in 1989, and then because my mom didn't take me continuously, they changed days or practice places, and then I ended up with Güero. What I can tell you is everybody has their own way of running practice, different disciplines, and I remember one thing I remember with Macuil, don't be late. If you were late, either the doors were going to be closed, or I think I remember they used to have us dance outside the circle. You could no longer enter the circle if you were late. I remember also they were very watching your feet, making sure that all the feet were marked, and you could see that everybody was watching your feet. And as a new person, it felt a little bit intimidating because you could see their eyebrows
She ain't doing that right. Así no va.
And it wasn't that they were being mean or anything, you know, but like the older ladies were sitting there and everybody's feet were so like with the correct drum
like
beat.
sync.
So when you had some floppy bird, like
Floppy bird.
you knew they were new, or where did they come from?
Yeah.
We don't do that here.
And then when I ended up in Güero's group, everything was about strength and movement and going for it. And you better move out the way if you're in somebody's way, because nobody was going to be careful around you. It was a whole different dynamic. It was like, get out the way or get run over or go sit down if you're not going to move, because nobody's stopping for you.
Yeah.
And either it was, ¿cómo se dice? Swim or sink or swim.
Sink or swim.
Sink or swim.
Yeah.
That's a good life lesson all around.
Yeah. I like to the discipline is so different. Like you talked about, you know, how they would lock the doors or you'd have to dance outside the circle. And I don't think that the new dancers, and I speak for my dancers too, like I feel like we've gotten softer within the years, but growing up in danza my whole life too, like it's so different. It's like that wouldn't fly. Certain things that I see now, I'm just like, that would never be, that would never be allowed. You would never question your maestro. You would just do. And I think we were just talking about that earlier. Like, where is the respect now? You know, with these new dancers that feel like not to say that they can't question, but it was like more of like, I respect my maestro and I'm going to follow their guidance and not really question it. In that sense,
I think that comes a lot with the current culture of, you know, younger kids and younger generations, that they don't quite have that same respect. They're taught like, oh, well, you need to understand my feelings, even though you're hurting their feelings, telling them that you're not moving your feet. It's just a different dynamic that's put out in, you know, in school and everywhere else, in home, on social media.
Yeah.
That has changed that aspect of respect.
Yeah. Because when I think about, and I'm sure you probably think the same way, Mari, like if you think about Gerardo telling you something, you just did it. You're like, okay, yeah, I'm going to move that way. You want me to move my hand this way? I'm going to move my hand this way. And it wasn't a like, oh, me va a regañar. It was just like, he's guiding me to be better, to do better or something. And I think now it's just like,
yeah, it wasn't directed like personal, like a personal attack.
We didn't take it that way, even though maybe it sucked for us.
Yeah.
Because I remember even with the Shomasa, when I started dancing with them, he made me do this paso over and over, and every Wednesday I was like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go, because he's going to make me do that paso until I get it. But there was like a logic behind it, like you're going to get better at this, you're going to do this step better, and you're going to see it's going to be easier for you with
Do you
time.
know it now?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Thank you, Tashomasa. But I feel like that is kind of lost, and I feel like for your group, our group, like that's what we really want to kind of try to instill in our dancers now.
I think it's very difficult to instill that when it doesn't get instilled from home. You know,
yes.
Like, cuando estábamos chiquitas, right, your parents teach you to respect your teachers, respect your elders.
Right.
And I know there's a way of thinking. I'm not saying it's wrong, it's right, it's whatever, but people will be like, well, you gotta earn respect to get respect. And to me, it's like you gotta walk with respect, because that's the way that your parents taught you.
Right.
You can earn admiration, and then you can choose to cut somebody out of your circle, but that you don't have to walk with disrespect. You don't have to enter rolling your eyes at people.
You shouldn't.
And doing strange things.
Yeah.
And also, you know, when we went to these teachers, we knew they didn't go out there looking for us. I went years trying to find a place to find danza. I couldn't find it. I would go through all the community centers. It was so hard for me. So when I finally found it, I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy that I found it. I was not going to do anything to get myself kicked out of there. It's like, they're not charging me anything. Nobody's asking me to be here. They're donating their time for me. Or I could go back to be a hood rat outside in the street, but they're giving me something.
That's free too.
So... No, you know, it's like I'm not going to go and challenge them and talk to them a certain way. I know, like, that these people deserve respect because they're giving us something more than we... Nunca vamos a darle el valor a todos los que nos dieron. Right. All the people that opened these paths for us. And, you know, you come in and you're like, oh, looking at your idols. And we all had different idols growing up. I want to be like that person when I grow up, you know?
Yeah.
So
Paulina didn't get to see that stage where I always remember like being really little, and we used to go see the Shipes at San Juan Bautista, and my mom, she was just like, oh my god, they're like gods, because they used to put the baby oil and like some type of glitter, and they would just glisten in the sun, and they would just be like, oh my god, like they're like from the heavens or something. Right?
I missed that.
You did, because my mom was like, oh my god, they're so handsome. You know, like it was just like they were like almost like I don't even know how to explain it. Like I don't want to say gods, but kind of like Greek mythology,
like, how they like glow out there. And
yeah, that's what it
give
was
that
like.
Aura.
Yeah, they were always so like strong and in gold and glistening, and their hair and like kind of mesmerizing.
Yeah, there's not much gold out there anymore.
No, that's very old school.
It's very neon out there now, I feel like.
Yeah.
Gerardo still wears his gold. You'll still see him. So, and I think that it was also like un indicamento del tiempo, because back then, right, that's when all the changes were happening, where we were going from being oppressed to I'm going to tell you who I am, and we're coming back out. And so it wasn't necessarily an egotistical of look at me because I'm so beautiful, but it was like, look at our culture, look how beautiful we are. So I'm dressing up not for myself and not to show you how beautiful I am, but how beautiful our culture is. We are a representación de nuestra cultura. So todavía lo vemos así. Nosotros todavía lo vemos así.
Yeah.
So I know sometimes people are on different sides of things, and that's okay. I always say somos como un caldo, like a little sopa, right? Everybody brings a different seasoning, and we make the soup good. Entonces para nosotros siempre fue, look, como dice el maestro Gerardo Salinas, Esplendor Azteca, right?
Yeah.
Look like that, because you're representing Mexico, you're representing your culture.
Right.
So it's not necessarily about you trying to outdo people. That perspective, I think, comes, I want to say, almost from a colonized mind. Oh, these people are competing with me. These people, no, nobody's competing with you. Like, we're just trying to like make show the beauty of our culture. That's it.
Yeah.
So then you ended up here, and you found a circle. And then how did that, going from that, how did you evolve into like your own circle?
So,
because not everybody gets their own circle or starts it or can manage it or can maintain it. That's a huge dedication of every aspect of your life.
Yeah. Not only that, but growing up, we saw, so that's another question for you. Like, we saw predominantly men, maestros, and being female in this community. What is that like for you?
That's a huge one.
That is a huge one. And that one kind of, it's difficult to answer without sounding like I'm on a power trip, or it isn't, because I'm not.
Preach,
let me preach to you how it's different being a woman, right? So being a woman, and I don't think that they do it intentionally, but even though I have my own circle, when, for example, Fidel had a circle, or now I'm with Mario, who, helps me with everything. But people will think it's okay to go and ask the men, is it okay to do this? Or can you guys do a present? It's not even their circle. Like, I had the circle 10 years before they came into my life.
Yeah. Over here, it's me.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm power tripping, because at the end of the day, it's going to be, they give me the respect that, it is going to be whatever I'm going to decide. But the fact that people think it's okay to let me go talk to the person with the thing hanging just because, it's a male.
We still live in that world very much so.
Very much so, especially in environments like this where they were,
predominantly men.
Yeah. That carries over into like the lowrider scene and the bike scene. That's like a man thing. So times have changed, and there's a lot of women that have now come up in those hobbies, I guess you'd call it, lifestyles, where it's not a man. You go up and they'll ask this man, is that your car? No, that's her car.
Yeah.
It's changed. Times have changed.
Well, you wanted to, and you asked me some other question, but you kind of sideswiped. I forgot what the other question was.
How did you get your circle?
Oh, okay. Because when I came here, there were, this was back in the Pedro España times. He had like 4 or 5 groups I can't remember how many he had. There was Eleazar. Eleazar was not Pedro España. I'm saying in Sacramento there was Eleazar, the White Hawk people. Then there was the Chuy people. And then there was the Pedro España people. Because of the speed of dancing, I felt more that I could fit better with the people that were in the Pedro España groups. Because the other ones, it was just like, it was a little too calm for me. Coming from Weddle's group, like from the dynamic, it was like a dramatic change.
Yeah.
Okay. But there was a lot of politics that were new to me. In the Bay Area, I think people were a little bit more welcoming, where you can say, hey, is it okay if I go visit you? And you could even show up with your little backpack and be like, is it okay if I dance with you? And everybody's going to be like, yeah. But when I got over here, it was a thing. Like when I got to Fidel's group, I said, is it okay? I'm moving in from the Bay Area. Is it okay if I dance with you guys today? And he did what he was supposed to do, but Fidel said, let me go ask my dad. And then I think the dad was like, let me go ask our teacher, Pedro España, because we usually don't like dancers from other circles joining in with us unless we know like who they are.
Yeah.
It's fair.
And back then, I didn't understand that, but now I understand.
Yeah.
From seeing what's going on. And I said, okay. So I saw that it was a thing. And then there was a lot of practices to go to, but I noticed that I had to ask each leader, and then I had to ask the leader that I was practicing most if it was okay to go to this one. Right. So it became very, there was a big process for everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And like I said, later on, I understood more why.
Of why, yeah.
Yeah, and at first you're just like, why,
Yeah, why do I gotta ask permission to go where I want to go? Yeah, yeah.
And then I think also there was a lot of newer people and coming into the culture, and I think there was a lot of not even just with me, but like competition with each other, and just I don't think they were like there yet, so I just started feeling like the outsider, like I'm a visitor and somehow I'm causing problems and I have to go through all this things and
all these hoops.
Challenges.
I just want to dance. All the dancers have just said that. I just want to dance.
She just wants to dance.
And I didn't know what to do, and I was very thankful for Irene for opening her circle to me, for Maria Miranda, for little Fidel and everything. But I said, let me ask my teacher if I can start a group. And so then he told me he was backing me up. He was okay with it, but to talk to Gerardo Salinas, so I called them both. And Güero said, if you think that this is a responsibility that you really want to take on, then do it. But I'm going to tell you right now, and I'll always remember those words, you're always going to be swimming against the current. No matter how much you try to teach people, people are going to fight against you. And it's just a heavy thing to carry.
Yeah.
And then once you commit to it, you can't just leave. So if you're willing to do it, then that's on you. So
yeah, it's a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of time.
So hearing that and then starting it, and now to where you're at now, how do you relate to those words? Is it always an uphill battle?
It is. It is always an uphill battle. And when you're trying to teach people, they think that you're attacking them, but you're not attacking them. You just want to see them grow, especially when you're becoming older, because you can't do all the things that you want to do anymore. But you see these beautiful flowers that can just flower out, and sometimes people take it the wrong way. So I tend to tell my dancers, if I see that you're able to do something, I'm gonna focus a lot on you, and I may not focus on the person that can't do much, because I try to make the people the best that they can be.
Not everybody can be.
Yeah. And everybody brings their own things, to the group. Some people are great, like are very resourceful. Other people, they help with the food, with this, with that, Then there's the dancers, there's the great singers. Everybody has their own gift that Creator gave them.
Their own strengths.
Yeah. So I'm not going to tell, a 50-year-old lady, squat, the same way I'm telling an 18-year-old. So,
don't tell me either. It's hard.
It's different. So it is against the current, and then people it's okay to question, but a question is different than a challenge, and people want to challenge you in a negative way.
Yeah.
That. And I will also always remember Pedro España's words, and these resonate too. He says, Mija, he goes, I'm going to tell you like this. you give people some, but don't give people your all, because people are here to use you. And when they're done with you, they're going to give you a swift kick in the ass, and they're going to forget about you. And then he's like, mark my
Very
words.
true.
Oh, man.
Very true. People do.
I remember certain words from certain teachers, and it's like, yeah, you know, and
that's
it's
in
okay.
all aspects of life.
Yeah.
They take what they need, and then that's it.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Like, I understand. I understand that that's what I'm here for. I'm just here to kind of light a candle in their paths. And maybe they might not understand things now, but they'll understand later. And I understand that you have to come to the reality that people are using you.
Yeah.
And then some people will end up loving you.
Sad.
Yeah.
It is sad. It is sad, but also,
man.
you know, you starting the group, you know that people were going to come and they using you it sounds in a negative context, but they need it from you. They need a place to be, and you know, to take a little bit of your energy that you put out there.
Yeah, and I think before I was a lot stronger. Not just physically, like in all. I don't want to deal with people no more. So I'm saying before I had the strength to deal with people, right?
Right.
So yeah, I give whatever I could, and then it's okay if they go away, and it's okay that they go away, but how they go away is what matters. You know, like are they? Thank you for so much. You know, we're gonna go our way to do this because we want to do things this way, or is it, you know, F you and, you know, screw whatever you taught me. I could have done it myself. You know, that type of attitude. And it's like, oh. But you know, eso ya no es conmigo. Eso es con Creator. That's the way that they're gonna be in different aspects of their life too.
Yeah.
So that's just what it is.
Yeah, that comes from, like you said, you know, some people aren't brought up with like accountability, and then that shows over, and then when you try and hold them to a higher standard or their best standard, you're the only one doing that in their life, so they take it personally. You know, they might not know how to take that to grow. They don't might know how to grow.
Yeah.
And then with others, you create a family, and you know that they're there forever. You know, whether they dance, whether you don't dance or not, like they just become part of your core. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Well, our group is very close, so we'll like do Halloween together.
Yeah, you guys do a lot of stuff together. I do appreciate like that you guys do a lot of like bonding outside. You know, like you guys go to the beach. I see you guys go to the beach a lot, like bonding and like barbecuing, and just they do a lot of stuff.
It seems more than just a circle. It's you know,
another
like
family.
Another family or their family.
Yeah.
It is like a second family, and también we learn each other's defects because we all have them. I have them. We all have them, right? But if you're mature enough, if we're mature enough, the people that, you know, are there, we learn to dance around our defects, you know. So if you're a chismosa, then we'll just shut up when you walk in the room. Yeah? If you're not going to give up the gas money like you said you were on the trip, then we're going to ask you. We're going to ask everybody for gas money up front because you messed it up for everybody.
Right?
So not everybody giving it up front because we, you know.
And now everybody knows.
Yeah. Or, you know, Paulina, we love her, like, but. And we can tell her anything. Don't lend her $5 though, because you ain't never say that.
You ain't never gonna see it.
You know, whatever it is, that is to your defect.
Yeah,
we just accept it.
Mine is that I'm late every time.
You're late.
Oh, so we got a comment on here on one of our episodes when I was just burning sage, and somebody commented that just burning that is witchcraft in a negative context. You know, they weren't saying like, oh, you're doing this, or they're saying like, you're doing that. So how do you ever have that experience, or anybody come at you like that, especially with the smoke? And
you know, something I battle with all the time is that I have an RBF, so I hear that I'm not approachable, so maybe that's where it like works to my advantage. Nobody asks me things like
and I'm happy about that.
And I'm really kind.
People have actually said, they're like, I don't know if she likes me. And I'm like, no, Mari, she's the sweetest person ever. She just has an RBF. Like, it's okay. I'm like, I'm serious. You can approach her. You can ask her.
So nobody has ever asked me that, but I think that people are going to look at things to the capacity that they have, right? Sometimes we grow up in a certain way, and that's the only lens that we have. If you only grow up Catholic, that's only the only lens you have. If you only grow up Christian, that's it. And if you only grow up a danzante, sometimes you don't even want to hear about Christianity for the extreme danzantes that, like, you know, completely don't like that side of things, right? So, but the smoke, if we stop thinking about labels or what it's used for, tell me, what does lavender make you feel?
Calm.
What does rosemary make you feel?
Hungry.
Some rosemary chicken.
So when I said lavender, you guys immediately said calm, and it calmed you, right? When you smell copal, what does it make you feel?
It makes me feel home.
Yeah.
It makes me feel good.
Light.
What about if you smell like an onion?
I want to cry.
I need a shower.
But did your vibe change?
With an onion versus the copal, yes.
Yeah, your faces are cringing.
Yeah.
Right? So it's touching a sense of smell, and it's bringing a certain kind of vibe and energy into the room. So people will say something like, oh, that's used for witchcraft, and then go to a sauna and think nothing of it because they're breathing in eucalyptus and it feels so good. Okay, well, that's what sage is doing. That's what copal is doing. You know, we can be in the street and we can be smelling gasoline and weed and cigarette smoke and whatever, but somebody lights up that copal, and now you're all in tune smelling the same thing, vibing a certain different way. So cuando estás rezando, if you're putting out a prayer or whatever, it brings that home. It hones in. You cannot deny that. I mean, that's why we have senses to change what we feel.
Yeah.
Right. So if you come in a room and it's filled with all kinds of clutter, it makes you feel a certain way immediately.
Yeah.
Cluttered, stressed,
Chaos.
Yes.
You come in a place of danza and you see flowers and you smell copal, it immediately changes what you feel. So that's all it is. And then you know, people will say that as well, and then you'll see, like, cuando se muere the Pope, and they'll have like all the copal smoke, or for the misas, the Catholic masses of
the frankincense and
when they pass by, you know.
What's the little thing called?
The little bucket with the incense,
it's like
right?
Sometimes a little ball too, like, has holes on it, and they're just like,
And
if you know what it is, mention it on the comments.
Somebody knows.
Yeah, somebody has to know.
And it's also, and it's a trip, right? Because we will also go around and we'll pray with sage, because, you know, it centers us, and we're putting intention in that smoke to, like, protect our house and protect our family. And that is considered witchcraft, yet a priest will come in with holy water and do the same thing to your house, and that's not witchcraft.
Yeah. You know, it's all perspective, and
it's all perspective.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying what the priest is doing is wrong.
Right.
I'm saying we're all doing the same thing with different instruments.
Just different, exactly.
And different labels.
Different labels. That's what we fight about.
Yeah.
Labels. Right? So if you think of, you know, that maybe it's cliche now, but like the whole, if you think of God, what do you think of, how do you envision God or an angel, right? Okay, now let's talk about the African religions, right? Santeria, Palo, and all that. They envisioned their higher powers the way that they see themselves. Are they really like that? I don't know. We don't know what's up. We don't know. We just say the great mystery, right? And sometimes we call a creator the great mystery. Some people don't believe in creator. But you cannot not believe in the sun. Because if the sun were not going to come out, you're going to die.
Right?
Yeah. Now, is it the god of the sun? No, that's stuff that the way that Spaniards came in and they understood that the god of the sun, and this, no, it's not like that. You can look at something that gives you life and be grateful for it. We can all agree that if all the water disappeared, we're gonna die.
Yeah.
We can all agree that if all the earth got poisoned, you're gonna die. So we live because of all these elements. So they are giving of their essence. The sun is giving the warmth. The earth is giving rebirth. El viento is letting you breathe. So we are dancing and we are singing because that's our essence in exchange to give back. And we are praying with copal or sage or whatever it is, just like others are praying with holy water. Or just how even we make like the Florida water to bless ourselves off.
Right.
We don't, I mean, what if a good person is praying over, I mean, you know that when you are praying over water and you're blessing yourself off, you know that you have the best intentions for yourself. How do you know that that person that made that other water or whatever had the best intentions today. You don't know, but you know what you know.
Yeah.
You know, so that's,
So would you consider like danza very spiritual or a religion?
I think that it's, if people were to hear us talk about it, it's a religion, because that's the way that, you know, they see things. I do believe it's spiritual, and then that's where it kind of breaks off too, right? Because you have the concherismo, the tradicionales, and then you have the cultural, and we're all giving our essence. We're just labeling things different.
Yeah.
So you think that those two things, like santeria and danza and like native healing, or do you think all those, like, there is, like, they coexist together, or like if they're wrong or they shouldn't be used together?
I think that people are going to be judgmental if you use them together, but I think that they're just different labels and different plugs. Like if you live in Africa and you have a certain kind of incense or something, that you're going to use those herbs, right? And we don't have the same herbs that they have over there, and Mexico doesn't have the same herbs that we have down here. So if you use maybe sage in Mexico, they might say something like, no, we use copal here, and that's fine. But no, sage isn't wrong either. That's just what they use over there.
Right.
And so es como tener un plug y todos estamos plugging in from different perspectives and different things, but it's the same thing.
Yeah, because I think sometimes people misinterpret.
I think so too.
Right? Like, oh, if you're doing danza, then you can't pray that way.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I to be honest, I get a lot of not slack, actually, like judgment or shit, whatever you want to call it, because I don't sweat. Right? It's never been my form of praying. It's not something that I seek, right? Like a lot of people do. And it's seen like wrong. Like, no, you're not a true danzante because you don't sweat.
But you do sweat when you do dance.
Yeah.
And
I sweat sitting right here.
So I don't feel like those things should be forced upon people when it's might not be the way that you pray or that you put down your rezos.
And also, like, it's a way to purify, right? And a way to make a community. So you can sweat during, you know, a sweat. Or también hay una gente that they just do the singing. And when you're singing, you're still focusing, and you're still... And if you do the talking circles, you're still purifying your spirit by doing the talking circles without being inside the lodge. Is it different? Yes. You know, but everybody, not everybody needs the same medicine at the same time.
Yeah,
exactly.
Everybody has different things.
Like, because
that
you were
need.
saying, like, I find joy or like my grounding by just being around and cooking and bringing, you know, making food for when they do come out of sweat, or taking care of the kids while they're out in sweat. You know, like, for me, I find that peaceful. Like, that's my little piece that I'm putting in at that time. And maybe people don't see it that way, but, you know, that's like my sense of community. Like, I'm in prayer with you, but in a different way.
Yeah.
And we need those people, right? Because if we're all sweating, then we're not going to have anything to eat.
Everybody's going to be hungry.
Yeah, that's facts.
We'll have Snickers bars and muffins.
That's true. And I think that goes back to how you said, you know, in your circle, how there's people who have different strengths in different areas, and you utilize those people for their strengths. Not everybody is going to sweat, and not everybody is going to be a singer, and nor does everybody need to be everything.
Yeah.
It's a lot of responsibility to try to be everything. I mean, everybody can't be me.
We're clipping that one. That's going to be the commercial here.
I like that one.
So you having your circle, and you you know, you've spent a lot of years learning and growing and helping. Like, what are your favorite things to do within the community besides, you know, maintaining this group? That in itself takes so much time and energy out of every single day. But I know I see you at other places, at ceremonies, at car shows, at
Yeah.
So the car show thing, I ¿cómo se dice? I got my fix already because I did that my whole, like...
In SF, huh?
Yeah, from when I was like 13
On
to
the
like
mission.
20, or like it was, we were in car clubs, car shows every weekend, you know. So I'm done with that part. They're still beautiful, but I'm saying I don't get the urge to go like cruising anymore because
Yeah.
I live that lifestyle already. In the community, casi, I don't barely have time to do anything because we'll practice Tuesdays and we practice Fridays and then we go to ceremony Saturdays, and almost every Saturday there's
Yeah, especially now that
There's a
it's
ceremony.
springtime and all the ceremonies are coming.
yeah.
So,
What I think that you guys saw that I'm going to teach at Corcoran right now, Corcoran State Prison.
Oh,
No,
I didn't know.
so in my public group page, somebody reached out to me and she was saying that her husband was looking for somebody, and I guess they reached out to other groups as well. And it started in 2020, and they were trying to get what we do recognized as an actual religion. And people have gone out there, but like a program, but not like a religion. You know, like so I don't know how it is in other prisons, but at Corcoran. So after 5 years, they finally said, yeah, so they're allowing me to go over there. And I can't tell you, like, just seeing how their faces, like, so inquisitive and, like...
So
like,
you've
I just-
already started.
Yeah, like, just learning and seeing them sing at the top of their lungs like you would not expect them
Yeah.
to. And then even getting emotional. And I had one of them tell me I've never, like, I've never danced in my whole life. I taught them Tlaloc and Permiso the first day, and I had them do it, and they were pumped up. And then when they were singing, one got, like, emotional. He was like, I've never felt something like this in my life. But it was after explaining the 4 directions, the elements, the, you know, Quetzalcoatl, Xipe, Tezcat, Huitzilopochtli. Like, gave them, like, a quick rundown, and they were just so grateful. So it made me happy to see them happy.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. It's giving them an outlet, a healthy,
a cultural
yeah,
outlet.
a cultural outlet. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And something that I think it kind of keeps them grounded, right? And a little bit more motivated, you know, to, like, do good there and, you know, try to be their best and not get in trouble, and just kind of keeps them looking forward to something.
So how often do you do that? Or how often do you go out there?
So I'm going to go next weekend, but I only went once so far. So, and the ladies hitting me up and saying, when are you able to come again? These are the dates that, you know, are available, because they have to do some mandated program or something. But they've been asking, and they want me to go. It's just, man, like, to go out there, it's 3 hours away, you know? So
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
And then-
far.
Yeah.
the last time I got a hotel room, so it's kind of expensive.
Yeah.
So that's why I put that little fundraise, and I told them, you know, if you get your family members to donate like $5 each, that's enough for
Yeah.
gas and to whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you taking the group out there, or is it just you?
It's just me right now.
Oh, okay.
And then after 6 months of going, then I can bring other people and, ¿cómo se dice? Escort people.
Okay.
So then my plan is to take more people, because right now it's just me teaching them everything, trying to drum and trying to sing.
Right.
And
Yeah.
trying
That
to,
must be.
Yeah.
Wow,
one-man
that's
show.
a lot. That's a lot to teach, a lot to do,
Yeah.
especially by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, but I can't wait to see their faces
Yeah.
when they have, like, a powerful drummer while I'm teaching them to
right.
dance.
It's a whole nother thing.
Because you can't, you know,
Yeah.
You can't.
with it, it's
Yeah.
different with the hand drum.
With a hand drum, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I always really enjoyed when I danced with Robert Castro, that we would go dance at the prisons, and just how rewarding and how respectful and proud, and, like, it was just, like, astonishing to see, like, how appreciative they were for us to go out there. So it was really rewarding.
Yeah, cuando llegué me habían hecho, they had made a little pulserita for me, and they made me little earrings, and they call me ma'am, and they're just like, okay. But
Wow, that's awesome. They really respect it, value it.
yeah, and another nice thing that happened was that there was a lot of politics between like the northern natives and the Mexicans, because they wanted to sweat, but the northern natives were very protective of their sweat lodge, which I understand, and they felt that they're not Indian, so they can't sweat. You know, there's that whole thing going on there. Well, that day they allowed me to sweat with them and with the one guy that started all this, and we all sweated together, and then they even joined our class, and then they even danced with us a little bit. So I felt it was nice to, like, bring them together.
To
and
both of them.
Within the prison?
Mhm.
They have a sweat lodge in
Yeah,
there?
they do.
Mhm.
Wow, I didn't know that
At
either.
multiple prisons, they do.
Wow.
Like Chewy used to go a lot.
I did not know that.
Yeah. And Robert, I think too, also did a lot of that prison work too.
Mhm. So I was just
Yeah.
kind of gently telling them. I didn't tell them like this because it's straightforward, and they would have never listened. But like, we're all indigenous. Somebody
Yeah.
came and took a chalk and went like this.
Yeah.
Now you guys are divided. And
Yeah.
then some of the grandparents stayed here, and the other ones stayed over there. You know, but really, like, we're all from this. Somos de América, todos.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and so. Anyways, I wasn't so forward like that with it, but they understood and they had a good time too. And it was like 3 of them, and it made me really happy. And they kind of caught themselves like, okay, we can't be having a good time.
Whoa. Slow it down, lady.
That's really cool. I didn't know you were doing that. That's
yeah,
awesome.
I didn't either. I missed that.
Well, I know that you were, correct me if I'm wrong, you're still a parole officer, or you were a parole officer?
Probation.
Probation
Mhm,
officer.
mhm,
Yeah. So when I met her, I was like, dang, she's a badass. Like, she'd be, like, putting people in headlocks and stuff. Like, yeah.
Right? I really feel like we learned another side of you. Like, I didn't know you were in the Air Force, and you're over
I
there
didn't know that one either, yeah.
teaching in the prison. And
Yeah.
Wow.
And then my grandma.
And then the soft side.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of grandmas, so what do you think about like dating in the dance community? Because you know it happens a lot. You yourself met your partner in danza, and my son's dad, I met him in danza. You know, what do you think about that? How do you do's and don'ts? Maybe not do it. I don't know.
Wait, I want to say first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think that because it's such a major part of a lot of people's lives, spiritual and physical, everything, that meeting somebody in that environment that has a lot of the same beliefs, similar, you know, they want to be there with you, they can support you in a way that somebody who's not familiar with danza could support you. I think that aspect of things would make a relationship flourish in that aspect. I would think, you know, you don't have to explain it. They already know.
Yeah.
You don't have to explain you're going to practice. You're going to be gone all Saturday at a ceremony. You don't have to explain those things because somebody would understand or be there with you.
Right.
Somebody wouldn't say like, well, you're always here. You're always there, because they're also there.
Right.
They can understand your needs in that aspect. Also, it's a small community.
I don't know. You know, when I was with my daughter's dad, like, he never was a part of it. Like, he was just like, yeah, that's your thing. Like, you go do it, right? And I always felt like, man, I really wish that I would see other couples, right? For example, my brother and his wife, or other couples, and I would be like, wow, like, I really want my partner to be there, even if they're not dancing, to support. And then when I did date someone in danza, I was like, oh, this was a piece that I was missing. Like, it's so good. Like, we know where we're going. Like you said, I don't have to explain that we're going to Mexica New Year. They just know. And we're going to go and get all in our best, and we're going to dance, and then we're going to eat, and we're just going to, like, it almost made, like, I felt like our relationship stronger, or, like, I loved that person more. But then there's that whole ugly side, too, like, of, you know, cheating in danza. You know, and then it kind of tainted it for me, and then I was like, never mind, like, I want to do my thing, like, never mind, I don't want to date nobody in danza, like, you stay over there, I'm going to keep dancing and doing my thing, like, I don't really need you to be here. And what do you think about all that?
I think that I know that it's very discouraged for people to date within their own circle, or date, or sometimes people discourage people dating other than danzantes. I think that it all depends on how you're going about everything. See, like, you have to explain to your circle, if you're really gonna date somebody within the circle, you better come with it, like, fully, like, do you really want to risk everything because you're gonna see this person
all the time?
Forever. Like, I ain't kicking nobody out because everybody's breaking up or whatever. So, like, are you sure?
The whole circle's gone.
You know?
Right? Are you sure?
Yeah, because you are not gonna, like, you're not gonna throw a tantrum.
Yeah. And it does mess with the energy, to be honest. Like, if you, like, you know, if you're beefing, right, and you're like, I don't want to see my baby daddy here, like, I feel some type of way about it. You know, it does change your energy for you.
And then it creates that clickiness of like, well, I'm on your side and I'm on his side.
Yeah. But Marty don't play that, so we already know that. Marty's like, nope, that ain't happening.
You stand here, and love each other.
No, she's just like, I'm not taking sides, and you go that way, stay, don't stay, I don't care.
El que se enoja pierde. Tú perdiste, okay, pues it was nice knowing you. No, but so I just say, like, be really careful, make sure that it's something serious, not no fling.
The fling, yeah. Because
then it is going to make things awkward. And if you're going to date them, make sure that when you guys break up, you're able to see them with somebody else in the circle.
Oh, yeah. That
can part. You do that? And can you be cordial?
I cannot.
Then stay. Don't date in the circle.
Yeah.
You know, but well, I think, or you know, or be ready to, like, you're willing to give up the circle because you know somebody's gonna. So do you really want to do it? Like I just explained all of that. The other thing too is, I think that it would make more sense to date a danzante. I mean, on all the other religions, they even get all super, like, you can only date from our religion. You cannot date from outside. Right. But it makes sense because for a true danzante, there's people that dance and then there's danzantes, right? A lot of people dance. But danzantes, you have to be with somebody that's willing to accept that lifestyle of you being gone all Friday night till 6 in the morning and then dancing till 4 in the afternoon and then eating and then coming home the next day at 9 or 10 p.m.
It's a long day.
And continuously.
Yeah, I don't think that people, I mean...
Not everybody can handle that.
I know that one of our dancers, you know, that's one of her main requirements. Like, this is what I do, and if you don't like it, we can't even continue to talk.
And she stopped talking to
she has stopped talking to people, exactly. Like,
because they didn't quite understand.
They didn't understand it. They thought it was like some voodoo shit or something. And she was like, skirt, bye. And, you know, and she was like, they were really, maybe we had potential, but they just did not want to even, like, understand it.
Yeah.
So she cut him off right away.
Another thing that people do with the younger girls is like, oh, it's okay, they'll change later, or I'm gonna. And then también las niñas mensas, you know, like I always tell them too, like, you're young, don't if you really love danza lifestyle, the traditions and what we do, don't let people come in and sway you from what you're doing. They can fit the puzzle or they cannot fit the puzzle. It's one or the other, but if you live this lifestyle, it only makes sense to live with somebody that lives this lifestyle with you, so that you don't have that tension.
Yes, or can coexist with it and be okay with that. Because some people are very in it. Our drummer is very in it, and her partner is not. Yeah, but but
he's supportive.
Very supportive.
He's supportive. Yeah.
But when I say danzante, I'm talking about you going to danza every weekend. Every weekend. Friday, Saturday. Like, you're not spending weekends.
It does make things a lot easier
with your family anymore. Like, you could forget about your cousin's birthday. You could forget it, like, you know.
Yeah, it does definitely make things easier if you have a partner who's a danzante, because then you're riding together, right? Like, as a family. But, yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, like, for me, like, no one's gonna sway me, like you said that. Like, if you don't like it, I don't care. I'm gonna dance to the rest of my life, you know, until the wheels fall off. And if you don't like it, then take a back seat. Like, then don't come. But it is a lonely place, I would say, that when you have to be that person that's just like, okay, I'm gonna do my thing and I'm always gonna dance, but my partner is not very supportive of it, or they don't come. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, and then me acuerdo de un meme that I saw on Facebook that it said, like, you can either dance with me or you can carry my feathers.
Yeah, carry my feathers.
One or the other.
Come on, put it together. Come on, I'll show you, baby.
So your partner is also a dancer. Are you okay talking about that?
To a certain extent.
Just like how you met and how that, I don't know, how that being in that circle together has helped you guys grow as a couple.
Yeah, that's very difficult because my ex-partner was also a danzante, you know, so there's always that fight of I'm a very like a square type of person. Like, it's this or it's that. We don't mix things. We don't get shit, you know, twisted. That's your group. This is my group. You don't get to come and tell my people what to do. I don't go and tell your people what to do. You know, there's that line.
Yeah.
When I got with Mario, he, just his personality, he's very talkative and he always gets into everything. He's like my strength, so he's the strength now that I'm like, I have all these health issues with nerve damage, and because it's not about getting tired. I still don't get tired, and I don't get, it's nerve damage. I don't know if you guys know what's going on with me, but like my toes twist and open up, and so like it's weird things.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know, but I could understand that would be put a damper on, what you're able to do out there.
So certain days I can do more, and then there's days that I can't even stand up and drum because I'll start cramping. So he's like my physical, whenever I can't, and then I'm like the mental and the spiritual. So we like combine well with everything.
Yeah.
And he's the one that everybody loves Mario. Like he's just such a jokester. I have a big smile, and he's such a cuddly bear.
Yeah,
and
he's a lovable guy.
Yeah.
And I have RBF, even though I'm super kind.
They're like, let me talk to this friendly guy over here.
Yeah. So we mesh well.
Yeah, balance each other out, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's how it's supposed to be, right?
I hope that people enjoy their time being danzantes.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that I never wanted to leave my group. I started a group here because I moved out here.
Mm-hmm.
But taking on a group for real is a responsibility. I know, we've lost what it means to be a teacher. Maestra, that means you've mastered something or a lot of things. Yeah, we'll have people that don't know much and call themselves teachers, or teachers without students, and we have accepted that, and I don't know why. And it's not even a power trip. It's just the more that you're accepting weirdness down the line, our elders are passing away. There's nobody to pull the strings anymore. It's us, and we're letting them unravel.
Yeah.
So we have to take some responsibility, and you can't make anybody, and you can't go talk crap to anybody, but you can definitely acknowledge who is, who isn't, and acknowledge them as in a certain way, and not add. And I know everybody knows about a certain male that kind of goes around lying about who he is and what he does and how many groups he has and stuff like that, right? So
don't do that.
Things, things like that. We can. This sounds mean, not inviting to our ceremony, but we don't have to acknowledge that, and also all of that stuff that we're doing, because it's our fault when everything goes down and the blind are teaching the blind, and then you have people doing aerobics to it. Right. It's going to be our fault because we didn't want to hurt somebody's feelings.
Yeah.
So.
I don't think it's offensive at all. I think sometimes a lot of people need to hear the truth and hear the facts, and it's not being mean or talking shit. It's the facts, you're either you are or you aren't, and everybody knows if you aren't. Sorry if it hurts somebody's feelings, but it's the truth. They might not want to hear it, but it is what it is, and if we want to keep the culture alive and keep the traditions going, then sometimes it just needs to be put out there as black and white. You're not this, and move on. Not to hurt your feelings, not to personally attack you, but that you're not it, and then we're moving on. That's it. Period.
And then people come here, to heal, para danza.
Yes.
But sometimes people want to heal certain things that, and this is an ugly one. They want the power trip to fulfill their ego of who they are.
Not their ego.
Not their ego. Because they need it. Because maybe somebody oppressed them. I don't know. Whatever happened to them when they were young, and it's okay if they want to do that if they go through the right things and take the time to learn everything.
Yes.
And take the time to learn how to speak to people and how to treat people, and understand that this is not about us personally, but it's about feeding a fountain that everybody can come and drink from.
Yeah.
We're all instruments. It's not about us.
Yeah.
And then, I know that there's a topic out there right now that some people feel like, well, why do only the teachers get, the danzas and not the other? Why? Because if you're not giving up your days of the week, the days with your family, you're not dealing with people's attitudes for 10, 20 years, You don't have to find places to do ceremonies, places to practice. You don't have to be the mediator between two groups of people that are fighting. You don't have to teach a slow person how to dance the same way that you're going to teach the person with an attitude. And you're not putting in that work.
Yeah, you're not putting in that work.
Yeah, but plain as day, like, you earned it, and that's why you get it.
Yeah. So
people don't get that.
No. And it's okay. And they are all as valuable, but they're dancing for themselves. Teachers have stopped dancing for themselves, and they're dancing to teach other people. We still get, pleasure out of dancing for ourselves.
I would say that, yeah.
But I'm saying our focus is on helping other people and pushing them up.
Yeah.
So it's very selfless.
Yeah. I think too, at this time, dancers are so quick to just get everything so quickly, right? And those of us who've been in danza for very long, we know what it's like to earn and have to put in all that time to earn certain things, right? Like your chachas and your feathers and your atuendos. And it's like, no, you don't get those things that easily. You don't come to 2 practices and then you get chachas.
I feel like our group is in a big transition of making sure that everything is earned right now and not just bought in Mexican.
Yeah. And that was actually one of our topics in our leadership meeting just recently. Like, I think we need to switch our focus because, my brother, I love him dearly, but he was like, oh, this is a time where you can go buy everything. But it's like, no, we need to switch our focus. Like, we need to tell our dancers what specific things you can buy.
Yeah.
Like, if you're just starting, like, maybe you need a nice skirt, or maybe you need a nice huipil, or maybe you need a nice esclameca. You don't need feathers. You don't need chachas. You don't need a traje because you're just starting and you don't even know where this commitment is going. So we decided to switch our focus on that and present it a little bit differently.
That's a good point.
This is where you go to learn, to see, to maybe get ideas,
or participate.
Or participate, or see what different roles are in the circle, and not just dancers, but like you said, like volunteering outside the circle, taking care of the circle, taking care of the kids, be in charge of certain altars or what have you, not necessarily actually being part of the ceremony. So we're definitely switching our focus this year and making sure that that's very specific.
Okay, on that one I half agree, but this is like just to expand our perspectives with different things, right? And then I'll tell you why. So I remember when we were getting like our trajes or feathers and things, I do remember our teacher saying, just make sure, just make sure, to be considerate of how much you know, and before you, like what you were talking about earlier, when people don't know very much, but then they like go all out, and then
like you're rocking $1,000 of feathers and you can't do 2 dances. It seems like off balance.
Off balance, right? The time that you put in the spirituality or the look at me, like we don't know where you are, right? Because right now we just see the look at me part.
Yeah, we know the look at we know the look at me's.
Yeah, we know you have a good job. And you make lots of money. Thanks.
But I do think that chachas are important. But they taught us the same thing too. For us, we didn't have to like earn them little by little, because también se usan para marcar, to mark the steps. So you can only hear how you're marking your steps if you have your chachas. But it's also like una arma espiritual, like a spiritual armor. And then also that you, within your atuendo and everything, you're representing the elements, right? So you're representing the wind. And for us, the chachas represent the earth, porque vienen del árbol. Y luego pues está el fuego con el salmador, and the water and the wind with the tecocoli, right? So you have everything on. And then, but yeah, in the beginning, we do also, like, you should start, you don't know how long you're gonna last, how long you're gonna do it for. So maybe something más como manta or como cinta.
Something simple.
But at the same time, again, different perspective. Our teacher was always like, it's not good to cut people's wings, because like the young kids want to come in and they're eager and right. start cutting their wings, and then they just
like unmotivating them.
Yeah,
I
like
see that.
I can see that side too.
You're not worthy yet.
Right.
And that's, damn, I'm coming to heal, and you just keep telling me I'm not worthy.
I never mind. I feel you on that, because when I was young,
it could be discouraging.
It was like I wore the same traje for 12 years. For 12 years. because
12 years is a long time.
for 12 years, I'm not joking. 12. I still remember it was a simple white huipil with purple embroidery, and I had a purple skirt, and I wore that till I don't even know who ended up with it. But the fact is that, like, I was always told, and I did feel unmotivated. Like, no, you can't get more. This is where you're at, you know. Even though I gave my heart and soul into it, and I wore it for 12 years, I felt like that was enough. And so now I'm like, I'm gonna wear what I want. But you know, like I just feel like I earned it now. You know.
Yeah, you've definitely earned it.
So yeah, I do feel like that if you have to be careful, because you can become unmotivating, and then you're like, well, what am I doing all this? Why am I spending all my teenage years, or when I could be playing with my friends? But I'd rather be at danza, you know?
Y también, if you look at it at the aspect that you're representing with everything that you're wearing, and you're connected with everything, well, uno como persona, like us as people, like, why would I tell you that you can't represent the wind, or like be grateful, with your feathers? Yeah, you can represent it the other way. People are going to be like, well, you don't need the feathers. You don't need the feathers, but you don't not need the feathers either. Right? Like, it's me making that holy decision
because it's to feel good. It's to feel good.
Yeah.
So, there's that too. But these talks are good because sometimes there's so much misunderstanding or being unaware of each other's ways, and it causes a division for absolutely no reason.
Right.
That if you looked at it from a different perspective, then you would understand. Like how there's como dices tú, they had you wear a certain traje for a certain time, and people find value in being humble. That's fine. There is value in that too, but you can't look at these people and then talk stuff about them because maybe their teacher, like our teacher told us, you're representing Mexico. It's not about you right now. Get yourself together. Look good.
Yeah.
So that's what they're taught, and then they're like, look at them trying to show off, but they're just doing what their teacher said.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they're looking at them like, look at them. They don't even care about the way they look. They ain't even buying feathers. They look and it's like, no, that's what their teacher told them. But we don't know until we talk to each other.
Yeah. That's very true.
That's true, yeah. Because everybody's not led the same way.
And it's all valid. I think everything is just, the main point is to not lose ourselves in our ego and in ourselves, and realize that we're enjoying this, but we're also instruments to pass it down to other people. And then when we can't dance anymore, we can be the ones that are cooking. We can be the ones that are singing. We can be the ones that are taking care of the babies, the ones that are playing the flutes. There's still ways to continue to be part of the tradition and help, because we need help. Everybody can't be dancers. Everybody can't be, And if we had that, oh my God, that would be so beautiful, right? And or going back to what you were talking about, not dating a dancer. Why would you not want to date a dancer when we're grateful for everything? We're showing gratitude. So why would you want to find someone that's not grateful or doesn't show? Why not? So that's
I would only say because the community's so small and everybody's already.
If you're out there,
the community's so small and they're bound to be somebody's ex, and then if you can't handle that, then there you go.
Yeah.
Facts.
Okay, guys, thank you for sitting with us. Thank you for talking with us. Thank you for listening. This is a big part of our lives, and we've obviously, Mari spends at least a minimum of half of her life dedicating it to time and teaching and showing and just volunteering her life to teach these traditions. And we appreciate you coming on here and talking about it and explaining things and giving your perspective and just, putting it all out there. Some people don't know. Some people are curious. Some people might want to, they might have some false ideas of what it is or what it involves. So yeah, thank you. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your contribution to our culture and to our community.
I consider, mi ceremonia que pongo de semillas de Tenochtitlan. It is because that's cuando cayó Mexico under the Spaniard rule, when the invaders came and took over. So instead of doing something political where I'm like, and I'm fighting back, I wanted to reflect that we are seeds of a beautiful culture, and all of us right now that we're still dancing, we are those seeds.
Yeah.
So I want to thank all the teachers that have helped water, this seed right here, you know, which is Macuil, Güero, Gerardo Salinas, Pedro España, anybody that has ever helped me, because I wouldn't be here without him. And I know that things happen and people mess up and do bad things, but I still am very grateful because without them, I wouldn't be where I am today, and I wouldn't be helping the kids. And we learn what not to do, right? From and even they even teach us that. Yeah. And then we do better. Every generation is better from our parents, from our teachers. So we just got to do better and be grateful for whatever was given to us.
Absolutely. They're all stones. They all teach us a little bit of something to grow and expand on. And that's amazing.
Yeah.
So thank you guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.